Hello everyone! I just received some important information about the next episode, and I also decided to combine it with something experimental. We've already got a ton of just mind-blowing information from the secret scene that he released earlier, which gave me opportunities to develop more of my theories, or to find new secrets and details in the previous episodes. And I know that you guys have your own opinion and interesting theories too, which I always appreciate a lot. So today I'm going to discuss the best and the most interesting theories that you guys have in store. Because I noticed lots of really good comments I'd like to mention. I check both Discord and YouTube comments from you, so don't forget to subscribe to my channels if you want me to notice your comment more easily. Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I'll reveal to you the new information from Boom about episode 74. Let's go! So at first I want to start with some details that you guys found in the previous episodes because this is pretty interesting. So I noticed this comment which stated that the 3 cameramen we saw walking by the elite TV man agent in the secret scene were in fact the 3 cameramen from the beginning of the first part of episode 70. And the person who wrote this comment decided to dig even deeper and stated that one of these cameramen was the POV of the first part of episode 68 and the second part of episode 69. So I immediately went to check this out, and I think that this assumption may actually be true because the POV of these 2 episodes indeed took part in the events of the series later. And we know that Boom usually uses the POVs from his episodes later as active characters. That's why we see so often how they either get destroyed in the process of their recordings, thus fulfilling their missions, or keep being active as additional characters later. And I can also agree with another statement from this comment saying that the second cameraman of this trio is the exact guy who gave the first cameraman the upgrades in the second part of episode 69. And of course I agree that the third cameraman is the iconic flamethrower cameraman that was also featured in earlier leaks from Boom for the first part of episode 70. But there was just one little mismatch, and it was about the model of this flamethrower. Because in the leak, and at the beginning of episode 70, we see the backburner model from the game called Team Fortress 2. And I talked about this a lot in my analysis of those leaks. But in the secret scene in full version of episode 73, the model of the flamethrower that the cameraman was holding was changed by Boom for some reason. And thank you for this comment, bro, who pointed out the exact name of this new model, which is stock flamethrower from Team Fortress 2 as well. And in this comment, I also saw a very good explanation for such a sudden change. Boom is also a real human being and can make some minor mistakes because the material he is working with is so huge that it's just impossible to keep in mind every single tiny detail. But what's good about it though? That it gives my subscribers a great opportunity to be some really damn good detectives. And there's another detail I'd like to quickly mention because it seems to me that the guy who wrote it is really tired of repeating this comment for me to see it. I got you, bro, and don't overwork your hands so much in this case or any other. So Scar has posted the exact sequence between the episodes where all the Titans were critically injured and then brought back by Boom with more upgrades and power. And in this comment, there was an assumption that both Titan Cameraman and Titan Speakerman, who were really terribly injured at the end of episode 73, will be brought back all new and shiny by episode 88 after 15 episodes. And I found this assumption to be really interesting, although I can't really be sure that it will come to life in the series. Because right now, the Titans are playing a really essential role for the series' plot and dynamics. So I doubt that Boom will keep them in the basement for such a long time again. And by the way, you didn't say anything about Titan TV Man who was injured as well. You mean that we won't see him again? Oh no, let's not delve into this right now, because the last thing I want to say, actually, is that something crucial will happen to Titan TV Man. The Chad redeemed himself a lot in the full version of the last episode, so I don't want anything bad happen to him, although I must admit that it still can be possible. Okay, and now let's go from details to theories because I found something really amazing in your comments. So this Ford Chad just wrote a whole freaking dissertation in my Discord channel, and I've read all of it. So this person drew a really cool analogy with Astro Emperor or Juggernaut Astro and Mechagodzilla from a movie called Godzilla vs. King Kong. And I also spoke of this analogy in my analysis of the second part of episode 72. So I fully agree that Astro Emperor's design was inspired by Mechagodzilla character, and I see your point that Boom definitely loved this movie and could have taken a few hints from it to his own series. because we all already know that he was inspired a lot by Transformers movie series and a film called Pacific Rim while creating design for his Titans. So I can definitely see your point saying that the next episode of Skibidi Toilets can mimic the plot of the movie Godzilla vs. King Kong. Plus, I already told the same thought that you voiced out about the possibility for Titan TV Man and G-Man to join their forces against Astro Toilet's fraction. It would make a lot of sense considering that it's also a really popular plot twist in lots of Skibidi multiverses right now, especially in Monster Up's Skibidi Zombie universe, where Skibidi Toilets are literally fighting on the same side with the Alliance's forces to confront the Skibidi virus, which is a common threat for both of their fractions. And we know that Boom definitely takes some inspirations from multiverses in his later episodes, although they are usually pretty subtle and not that obvious. And now let me address one of the most interesting comments to me personally, because there is some fair critique to my most recent and global theory. And you know that I like this theory a lot, so reading comments like this will help me improve it or make it more clear. So let's check it out step by step. Firstly, it was asked in this comment, how can robots actually hear something if they aren't human? And why are they wearing protective earphones if they don't have human ears? To me, it's really easy to explain, because robots can use the microphones inside of their hardware system, or other tools for communication with each other. I mean, even your phone can also overhear you sneakily, even when you don't know about it. Secondly, the question about the necessity of having another base when they already have the Alliance's lab was really good. So let me address it. I definitely think that having another base which would be even more concealed is much safer, especially considering how the regular bases can often become targets for Skibidi raids and vice versa. But there is even more to it, as you asked, why wouldn't it better to fight against Skibidi Toilets using their own bodies instead of fully robotic ones? I think that it's much more practical to have robotic bodies instead of the human ones so that they would be used as a working power. Imagine this, how it would be easier to construct or repair a huge robotic Titan. I'd say that robotic bodies are an absolute necessity in this case, and lots of others, as it's much safer. And to make these robotic bodies even more effective, it would be better to learn how to literally live as a robot in order to operate this body more deftly and effectively. And that's why I think people are keeping their minds inside of these robots and rarely interrupting their sessions to make such existence more authentic. But there is a side effect to it, of course, and it's connected to the last point of this comment. So this person said that phantom pain phenomenon can't be applied to robotic bodies, which is technically true. But keep in mind what I said about humans that are trying to literally live inside of their robot bodies to work quicker, more efficient, and be better warriors. So it may be not an actual blood that's coming out of robotic body. It may be just the psychology of a human whose mind is placed inside of this body, and he or she sees this blood, which in fact doesn't even exist. Because humans have spent so much time in these bodies that their mental state can shift a little bit at this point. And this is exactly what may be happening to Camerawoman right now. Because she's one of the oldest agents of the Alliance, and I believe she spent a really long time as a robot. And if you spent so much time operating the robotic body without waking up as a real human, so of course your mind would start shifting the reality for you, and you start seeing parts of your robot's body as human limbs with blood in them. And it may not be only applied to the owner's body. Maybe we saw blood on some other members of the Alliance because the POV cameraman who saw it started seeing illusory details that Mind was picturing to him as well. I know that it's pretty complicated, but I hope I made it a little more clearer to you now. And I would like to finish this video with the best theory I've seen so far because I found it really amazing. So shout out to you, Lucky Boy, who presented this theory to me, and I appreciate the time that you took to deliver it. So according to this theory, Dave and Kathy too, our plungerman and camerawoman, are not just friends or colleagues, but indeed very close to each other, or even lovers. And I suspected this before, but I didn't have an actual material to prove it. But this theory actually explains it nicely. So as it turned out, Boom mentioned in the description of one of his older videos that he likes Depeche Mode songs a lot, and he even added their song Never Let Me Down Again to the short version of episode 59. And then the comment suggested that the mysterious date, 16th of September 1985, can be linked to the date of release of Depeche Mode song named It's Called a Heart. And yeah, well, you'll never guess what this is about. Of course, it's a song about love. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the level of Lucky Boy's deduction is one of the craziest I've seen so far. So thanks a lot for such an amazing comment, dude. It makes my faith into the bound between Plungerman and Camerawoman even stronger, which is a good thing. And guys, just as I was in the process of editing this video, I actually got a piece of important information from Boom. So he actually revealed that Titan Cameraman and Titan Speakerman, who were injured in the fight before, actually headed to another fight, and not to get some repairs as we all previously thought. And to tell you honestly, this is pretty surprising because I don't see much sense in this at all. So either Boom is playing with us again, and he doesn't mean that they're gonna fight literally, or maybe we'll see some unexpected turn of events which is going to be to the Titans' favor. Because I really doubt that he would want to just waste them just that, especially now when they're so essential for the plot. And what do you guys think of this mini-leak? What is going to happen to the Titans in your opinion? And that was all for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, hit the like button below and also be sure to write a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Discord channels not to miss my new interesting videos. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!